So if business agility is the recipe, what are the ingredients? It's a deeper, more nuanced understanding of your customers. I think that sounds fairly obvious. You know, people say, well, obviously we're here to service our customers. But I'm still shocked and amazed at how many companies I come across that don't have, you know, like somebody like a CXO, somebody who focuses strictly on the customer, somebody who, you know, that their model puts the customer at the center of everything they do. We talk to many companies and we say to them, so have you done customer personas, customer journey maps, customer empathy maps? And many of them haven't. So how are they really understanding their customer? So us, again, going back to our South African banks, most of them saw a big opportunity by moving into the rest of Africa. But they took exactly the recipe that was successful for them in South Africa and tried to replicate that in the other African countries. But they're different countries, they're different communities. It's, you know, you've got to look at it differently and you've got to understand your customers better. Accelerated experiment-driven innovation. I think companies, again, I'm saying the obvious, need to be consistently innovating, accelerating so that you know, you get there before your competitors do. You know, we talk about fail fast, fail forward. So creating that psychological safety for people to experiment. One of the things we found, so my consulting company, our preferred methodology, and please don't shoot me for this, is scaled agile. We will work with other frameworks if we have to. But when you look at the last sprint of a scaled agile, you know, quarter, it's meant to be around innovation and planning. But what it actually lands up being in most organizations is a catch-up and planning exercise, because we're trying to catch up on all the work we were meant to finish in this quarter, and then we're planning for the next quarter. Very little innovation happens. Improved prioritization, simplified delivery, and tech-enabled efficiency. So prioritization is, again, something that we see a lot of in organizations are struggling with. What are the initiatives and what are the programs and what are the products and solutions that we should be focusing on right now that deliver the highest value to us, our customer, to our customers, to us as an organization, to our community, and to our employee. Let's look at that business value and let's focus on those for now. It's, again, you know, normally in many organizations, whoever shouts the loudest gets what they want. And again, Agile is about simplified delivery and then looking at tech-enabled efficiency. Again, if I look at the hyper-automation tools that we, you know, put into organizations, it brings that efficiency up. So, I mean, there's like 80 to 90% higher efficiency by using automation. Again, one of the things when I talk about automation, there is a downside to automation, is people losing jobs. But again, the World Economic Forum has predicted that the fourth industrial revolution will create more jobs than it destroys. They're just different types of jobs. Evolved approaches to leadership and culture, core technology, and agile ways of working. I think just to stick on the leadership there, you know, we say to leaders in agile and modern organizations that you need to become a servant leader. It's all good and well saying that, but has anybody done an assessment on them to say, you know, this is where you are, but here's the command and controller on one end of the pendulum and here's the servant leader on the other? Where do you sit in this? And how do I develop you to become a servant leader? You know, and in certain instances, will you ever become a servant leader? You know, one of the terminologies I often use is sometimes you cannot make a hyena become a Labrador. If they are a hyena, they will remain a hyena. They will not become a Labrador. But we need to look at this leadership issue very seriously, because that's what obviously drives everything in the business. You know, if our leaders are not invested in what we want to change, then it's going to be very difficult to change it. And we need to create the psychological safety for leaders to change as well. It is quite a lonely part for businesses where leaders are, and we need to help them get to that next stage. And then real-time insights to, you know, let's get that data, let's get that business intelligence back very quickly so we know where a pivot may need to be done. So the targeted outcomes increase customer satisfaction and loyalty because we understand them, accelerated innovation solutions, increased revenue margins, market share, profitability, increased strategic alignment and adaptability. That's not necessarily always the case. One of the problems we find often when we go into organizations that have already, been on an agile journey for a while and it's not working for them, is that the portfolio management is not working there. So the strategic alignment is not working where, people are working at cross purposes. They're still not getting the efficiencies they should get. So that is strategic alignment critical. Simplified delivery, improved collaboration. We've spoken about the tech. And one of the things that, because we are in an environment now where most of our workers are knowledge workers, they absolutely love being given the opportunity to innovate, empowered to deliver on what they're meant to deliver on, and it just pushes the employee engagement up. And as we know, with employee engagement going up, your bottom line will automatically feel that as well.